Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of the Geneva Press Club, I would like to welcome you to this conference and seminar organized by the National Equality Party. This conference is dedicated to the ongoing human rights violations in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan. This conference takes place also in the context of the 57th Human Rights Session at the UN Human Rights Council, which is taking place this September in Geneva. And without further ado, I have now the pleasure to give the floor to Mr. Muhammad Sajjad Raja, Chairman of the National Equality Party for Jammu, Kashmir, Gilgit, Baltistan and Ladakh. Mr. Raja, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Tobias. We are thankful to Geneva Press Club who have given us time and opportunity, and they have hosted us here because some international players don't want our voice to go out to the world, and they want to suppress us. They don't want people to listen to us. So today, once again, I'm thankful to Geneva Press Club. They have become voice of the voiceless. I would request all the participants who are here to please put your phones on silent mode so that nobody is disturbed. If you you have to make any telephone call in between, you can go out downstairs, or if somebody is ringing you and you think it is important to take that call, then again I would request to go downstairs, and when you finish, then you can come back. I think Tobias has not told you, if in case of any, God forbids, if there is fire alarms goes off, there is no practice or like that sort of session. So it would be real if it goes off. So where they have to go down the stairs, and we will assemble in the in front of the building car park. God forbids if something happens like that, but hopefully everything is good. And I'm thankful to my friends, colleagues, workers who have traveled from different countries of the world, who are here today from Germany, from Sweden, from England, from Canada, from America. Most of them are living in exile. Almost all of them are living in exile. Our objective today is to bring out to the world the sufferings, the miseries, the sort of life which our people are living in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan. Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan was occupied illegally by Pakistan in 1947, when on 22nd of October 1947, Pakistan invaded us, killed thousands of civilians, including women, children, and elderly, abducted our women, took them to Pakistan, later on sold them in the brothels in Rawalpindi and Peshawar. They were sent to Kabul. And since then, Pakistan is occupying us. After Pakistani invasion, our government on 26th of October 1947 requested India to come and help us to fight Pakistan, to push Pakistan out of the state. But India said, well, Jammu Kashmir being an independent state, having no treaty with India, India said we can't do any sort of interference, or we are helpless. And then our government signed accession treaty on 26th of October 1947 with India, gave 3 subjects to India, defense, foreign affairs and communications. And then India came on 27th of October 1947, India landed in Srinagar, which is capital of Jammu and Kashmir, and pushed Pakistan out of some areas, but couldn't get rid of Pakistan completely. On 1st of January, the issue was taken, 1st of January 1948, the issue was taken to the United Nations. And since then, we are just waiting for the international community to listen to us, to help us, to rescue us. United Nations have passed many resolutions asking Pakistan to withdraw completely from Jammu and Kashmir, pull out their Pakistani army and the, Pakistani citizens who have entered in Jammu and Kashmir, and Pakistan signed these resolutions. First UNCIP resolution, which was passed on 13th of August 1948, Pakistan signed that resolution and agreed and admitted that Pakistan has illegally invaded Jammu and Kashmir and agreed to pull out. But unfortunately, Pakistan didn't bother to follow these resolutions or listen to the international community. And for some political purposes and for their own interests, international community also forgot to fulfill their legal obligations. That is the situation now. For 77 long years, we have been occupied by Pakistan. The state of hell we live in Pakistani occupied areas, I can't find words to explain to you. Unfortunately, we are quite often overlooked, and we, like our area, which is in fact really an occupied area, is buried under the ashes and shadows and politics of Kashmir. Kashmir is always, people talk about Kashmir. Kashmir conflict, war in Kashmir, Kashmir first war, Kashmir second war with Pakistan, between Pakistan and India, and blah, blah, blah. But we, the people, about 6.5 million people who are under Pakistani occupied Kashmir, we are completely forgotten and overlooked, and nobody bothers about us. Pakistan calls us Azad Kashmir. Azad means independent. So Pakistan has given us name Independent Kashmir, and Pakistan tries to tell the international world, the international community and all countries that we are independent. We are here today to tell you, these honorable panelists who are sitting here, they are from different parts of Jammu and Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan. In fact, they represent all parts of Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit Baltistan which are under Pakistani occupation. So they will tell you what is the situation on ground and what our people are going through. I would request the speakers to take maximum 15 minutes, not more than 15 minutes. Maximum 15 minutes each. Then once they have given their opinion or their stories or whatever, whatever their feelings are, then I would open the house for floor. Anybody, any question or anything you want to ask us, or anything you want to know, or if there is something any observation you have got, then you are welcome. So that's on. Later on, we'll have lunch here, working lunch, and then people can do networking, or we'll have photographs as well. I would like to tell everybody that this session is being telecasted live. So if anybody has any sort of reservation or any sort of other issue, they be informed that this is going live on different channels. So my first speaker would be I would ask Mr. Habibur Rahman. Let me introduce him. Habibur Rahman is the former spokesperson of the Jammu Kashmir People's National Party. People's National Party is the first progressive political party of Jammu and Kashmir, which took birth in 1985. Habibur Rahman has been student leader as well. Then he joined later on. After his student life, he joined Jammu Kashmir People's National Party and still is with Jammu Kashmir People's National Party. He is a well-known political figure in Jammu and Kashmir, and now he is living in exile in Canada. Floor is yours, Habibur Rahman. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here to talk with you. Thank you, Press Club Geneva, journalists and other participants. I try to minimize my time to give the other speakers. And I would like to bring to your notice the ongoing human rights abuses in Pakistan held Azad Jammu Kashmir, where the population has been deprived of their political, social, and civil rights. Movement has been and was forcefully crushed by the Pakistan authorities. Since May 11, 2024, until now, residents of AJK, Azad Jammu Kashmir, have been demonstrating against unfair taxes and utility bills. Walking towards Muzaffarabad, the capital of Azad Jammu Kashmir, actually occupied by Pakistan, Pakistani authorities death of 3 Pakistani authorities Pakistan Rangers and Punjab Constabulary violently dispersed the peaceful protests, resulting in 3 young activists is killed by the Pakistan Rangers in May 13, 2024. The state decided to probe the entirely demonstrators instead upon receiving directions from the Pakistan. 3 political workers killed, and there is another movement against the political workers going on in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir under the draconian of the blasphemous laws. One is a female university student were arrested. Second one is exiled from there, and third one is still hiding, and police and intelligence agencies looking for them. Actually, the Pakistani authorities treat the people of the Azad Jammu and Kashmir just like a slave. They denied all their basic rights. 2 days before, I received the one list of the missing persons, 20 people, from 2005 up to now. The missing date is everything there is, but no any case, any investigation, any law enforcement agencies, any court of law doing about the people who are missing by the authorities or some fanatic forces. Second, the people, the young political workers who were killed by the Pakistani Rangers in May 13, 2024, no case registered in any court, No report, not reported. Pakistan Army denied to investigate that people who, the peaceful protesters killed by the Pakistan Rangers. They're saying the report should be against the AJK police, while the AJK police did not open the fire on the protesters. This is a fire, they opened the fire, peaceful protesters, young protesters. One is 22 years of age, one is 27, and one is 29. The 3 young political workers were killed, direct fire. Peacefully they are sitting there and still not investigated anything there. So as far as I don't know, the international community, how look on this? The international press, how address on these issues here in our region, there is lot of the things which is not unfold about the international communities, because all information coming from the Pakistan authorities. Our people, young people who want their state reunite again as a sovereign state, but Pakistani government did not allow to any political worker to raise their voice. Even we are not allowed to contest the local body elections there until or unless we will submit the oath on the stamp paper that we are believe on accession to Pakistan. If we do not submit this document, we are not allowed to contest any election, even the local body elections or their or assembly elections. Even now, they have the new rules. If some student want to get the admission in the university, they should have their consent, their oaths, paper of oath, they submit there. I am just studying here, I don't want. Even no, we do not have the history department in our universities. And the history department, what our students studying there, Pakistani history. Our state don't know, our students. So there is the student movements under the Pakistani brutalities, political parties, political workers only allow the people who are puppet of the government of the Pakistan army or intelligence agencies. It's not only with us, because Pakistani army, Pakistan at the state, they brutally kills the Baloch people, they brutally kills the Pashtun people is there, as well Sindhi is there, and we are also victim of the Pakistan. So I am going to close my discussion, and just one thing said, please raise the voice in favor of our people, favor of our state. Otherwise, Pakistan demolish us, they killed us, they destroy everything, because now we do not have our culture, it was destroyed by this, our language destroyed by this, our history was destroyed, everything is snatched from us. Our resources, national resources, energy resources, other mineral resources, all resources looted by the Pakistan army, Pakistani intelligence agencies and other departments. So we are urging all over the world to raise a question about our vulnerability, and we are victimized by the Pakistan. Pakistan should be stopped. Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you, Habib Saab. Habib Saab particularly I would elaborate a bit more. The missing persons issue. He has just told us that he has got a list of 20 people who have gone missing. I have got 7 people there with their photographs. 3 of them disappeared this year. So anybody who raises a question on Pakistani position in Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir goes missing. And there are, in fact, I mean, these are the list Habib Saab has told us. This is just a bit of that. In fact, hundreds of people have gone missing, political workers, human rights activists, social workers, who challenge Pakistani occupation, who talk about basic human rights or fundamental freedoms. And unfortunately, their families, I mean, the sort of suppression they are going through, their families don't dare to report that their loved ones have gone missing. So that is situation. That's the second thing, blasphemy. This law is ruthlessly being used against political workers. And we condemn this situation, and we request the international community to stand up for us so that we can live in peace. Now I would like to invite Vice Chairman of our party, Mr. Azim Chaudhry. Azim Chaudhry has been active to engage with public and address the community issues at large. He works with National Health Service in England. Mr. Azim is dedicated to human rights, good governance and sustainability. He has participated in local and national elections. The election which took place in July, he stood as a MP but couldn't win, unfortunately. He is a very strong voice for our people. So floor is yours, Mr. Azim Chaudhry. Maximum 15 minutes, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance. I would like to draw the attention for the recent victimization especially for our youth who try to express their views, especially through social media, and once they post or anything on the social media picking on government or establishment, they are picked up by our agencies or establishment of Pakistani agencies. So this victimization has to stop. Apart from this oppression, this is where oppression on the freedom of expression, and we need to take stringent measures to stop this is a birthright to have expression and freedom, and this violation needs to put an end. This abuse and violation of human rights should stop, and the Pakistani authorities have set up an established pattern. Those who speak or criticize the establishment express their views, whether they are for or against, especially those views which stand in against the government. Those views are monitored by the agencies, and especially our youth who express these views through social media, they are kidnapped and they're made to disappear. So this needs to stop, because this is a severe human rights abuse, and we need to speak up against this aggression and oppression. These acts of abduction, intimidation are not isolated incidents. They are systematic attempts to crush dissent, to instill fear in the hearts of those who would dare to challenge the status quo. They represent a flagrant violation of international human rights, particularly the rights to freedom of expression enshrined in Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. This right is not just a luxury of the privileged ones. It's the lifeblood of democracy and a fundamental pillar of any civilized society that claims to be just and fair. We must not be remaining silent in the face of such atrocities. We must hold those accountable, those perpetrators for these crimes, and we must stand in solidarity for these against these aggressions. We need to speak up against the government and intelligence agencies, and we need to put an end on this brutality against the freedom of expression. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Azim Saab. One of the biggest supporters of our cause is former MEP Cyrus, who is engineer. He's in fact former MEP, a human rights activist. He has been elected for European Parliament in 2009, where he was member of the Committee on the Environment, Public Health and Food Safety. He attended our conference in March, which was held inside United Nations. Today, he had given us commitment that he will be here again, but unfortunately, he said he was traveling, but then I lost contact with him, and I don't know if he joins us later on. He'll be here, but if he can't make it for any reason, then he has said that his apologies should be sent to you. So you have listened to two of our speakers who were basically from one part of Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir, which is called Azad Kashmir. We call it POJK, Pakistani occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Now the other part, which was taken over by Pakistan directly from Azad Kashmir through a bogus agreement in 1949, is called Gilgit Baltistan. Pakistan calls it Gilgit Baltistan. It's part of Ladakh province. It's very fertile, resource-rich area. It borders with China, and this is the only land link between Pakistan and China. Pakistan is occupying it. Two of our next speakers are from that area. Mr. Sherbaz Khan. Sherbaz Khan is in charge of international affairs of Awami Workers Party Gilgit Baltistan. He lives in exile, obviously. Lives in exile in Germany. I forgot to tell you, Muhammad Azim lives in exile in England. So all four sitting in front of you, they are living in exile. They are not allowed to go back to see their families, to visit their villages, to meet their people, because they ask Pakistan to let our people live. So Sherbaz Khan is from Gilgit Baltistan. He has loads of stories, loads of things, but Sherbaz, I would request you just 15 minutes, please. Okay. Thank you very much.
Bonjour, good morning, guten Morgen. So, first of all, I thanks Geneva Press Club and organizers, Mr. Allen, and media persons, journalists, and some diplomats. So I'm from this area where we are around 75 years under the some draconian laws imposed us, and then we like a rule, like a colonial agents, they are ruled like we treat like that. So, but I have a lot of stories already. Mr. Sajjad said that. So, but I am focused on some statement, and after this statement, you can ask some questions directly, or when someone have. So then I have in written. I have also available this my statement. Today, I want to draw the urgent attention of the world to the human rights violation occurring in Gilgit Baltistan, a disputed region of Pakistan-controlled Kashmir, renowned for its unique but fragile mountainous ecology, cultural wealth, and strategic significance. Gilgit-Baltistan, a region with a rich culture, heritage, and immense strategic importance, has been earning for its constitutional, democratic, fundamental human rights for the last 76 years. The region, unfortunately, has been governed by the rule like a colonial power. Wielding draconian laws to suppress its people fundamental rights, the ruler in Islamabad operate with a colonial mindset, imposing draconian laws that they have been instruments in dispersing political dissents and criminalizing progressive and national political activists, lawyers, and human rights defenders. Draconian anti-terror law, specifically. The Anti-Terrorism Act of 1997, designed to combat terrorism and extremism, is being misused in Gilgit Baltistan with impunity to target those who advocate for the fundamental rights. Political and social activists are frequently jailed and implicated under this law for expressing their demands for the basic service and against the elite's capture of their resources. Recent actions, last 1 month, 1.5 months, what have been there, what happening there, so then I am tell you these stories here. Ehsan Ali, advocate, chairman of the Awami Action Committee, and 6 others have recently been added to the Scheduled 4 list. Scheduled 4, it's like a law, draconian law. So they, first of all, they who are like political activists, especially political activists, progressive lawyers, poet, or some different who are talk about human rights or basic. They say, okay, our resources are from the Islamabad or other agencies, other different countries, different companies they hire, and then they are capturing from there, for example, mineral resources and so on. So then this Schedule 4, and then first of all they check their passport, ID card, and then they move from one city to another city. They are controlling these political activists and so on. And under the Anti-Terrorist Act, the inclusion effectively labels them as a terrorist merely for advocating their rights. Yawar Abbas, a social media activist, was detained in jail for a month for highlighting the illegal occupation of resources of green tourism. Now there is a one thing. They say green tourism. In the name of green tourism, they come and then they grabbing the lands, fertile lands, where they can build like hotels, like different business places. So that the green tourism, a private entirely of the Pakistan military establishment, the Baba Jan, leader of the Awami Workers' Party, Gilgit Baltistan, along with 16 youth activists, were imprisoned for over 9 years. From 2010, they are imprisoned, and then they released in 2019, 16 political activists, because they are highlighting about climate change, about these different issues, about land grabbing, about a lot of mineral resources and so on. Their release in 2019 was the secured through intense public protest, because all villages from all over Gilgit Baltistan, especially Upper Hunza, Neger, and Central Gilgit, a lot of people with families, children, they are coming this sitting in the main KKH, Krakrum Highway. They block for seven days. Then the government from the Islamabad, they say, okay, we can talk with them. What are your demands? They say, our demands, these are. First of all, these 16 people released from jail. first. And then our other resources who are grabbing, they must be stopped. And a lot of, they have a list of demands, but at the end, they come in to sit for maybe 5 or 6 demands, and then they say, we are not release these 16 because they are terrorists and so and so. So no, first our demand, the people, thousands of people sitting on the road for 7 days with children, they eat there, they all, and then they say, our demand, first of all, these 16 political workers, they are, some of them 18 years, 19 years, when they release, look like, maybe they look like 40 years, about 45 years, like that, because they are tortured in the jail with all these 16 political workers, especially Baba Jan and Iftikhar and so on. So then, numerously other activists and political workers have similarly been added to list, illustrating the troubling pattern of the state repression. I call upon the civilized world who claim to be a bastion of democracy, the international human rights organizations, to spotlight the dire situation in Gilgit Baltistan. The international community must exert pressure on the Pakistani government to stop elite capture and pillage of the natural resources of the region, fulfill its obligations, and implement UN resolution. To install local authorities and constitutional assembly and independent judiciary. Because the judiciary also, they appointed from the Islamabad. When the local, some senior lawyers or so, the lawyer community demand, okay, you can, some judges from this area appointed, they demand, then they say, no, we cannot. And then always the higher in the judiciary, higher judges from other regions. The Islamabad authorities must be allocate substantial resources towards the region development, particularly in education, healthcare, economic opportunities, and cultural preservation. The human rights violation and misuse of anti-terror law in Gilgit Baltistan present a grave concern. I talk about the Schedule 4 and ATAA and that a lot of the draconian laws, they always, when the political movement there, social movements started there, then they start to targeted the political activists, lawyers, and human rights defenders, and then they capture and then they put in the jail under this draconian law for this specific area, not other in the Pakistan. Not this the Schedule 4 and something other areas, but only for this area, Gilgit Baltistan. The people who are defending, they say, okay, our rights, this and that, and then they demanding in, for example, lawyers or political activists, political parties, progressive political parties, trade unionists, or a lot, then they put in the jail. Different circumstances, they say, oh, you break this law, and then this and that, and then they put in the jail. The international community must play an active role in addressing the issues of the people of Gilgit Baltistan can enjoy their fundamental rights and achieve their aspiration and development and the cultural preservation. This is an urgent need to withdraw all colonial draconian laws from the region, including the activist for Schedule 4 and Anti-Terrorist Act, instating at the Constitutional Assembly to frame a constitution of the region with full power of legislation trail to the unique needs of Gilgit Baltistan. Such measures should aims to safeguard their region, resources, ensure progressive education, and foster economic opportunities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Shehbaz. Before I invite the next speaker, I'll introduce him as well. I would like to thank our background players, basically. Central Secretary General of National Equality Party, Sayyid Nasser Kazmi, who is living in exile in Sweden. He is here. Then Hassan Ali from Germany. Mr. Shakil Malak from Germany again. Mr. Zakir, who is studying in Austria. My right hand and my beloved wife, Samina Raja. My sister, Farah Malak. My elder brother, Mr. Muhammad Siddiq, Yasser Mahmood, and all those friends who have traveled a long way, have come here and have taken part in our activities, and particularly the organizational head of our party, Mr. Nasser Bashir Kazmi, who is in fact behind all this organization and all these activities. I can't find words to praise or to introduce my right hand here in Geneva at international stage. He will speak in French because he always says, though he speaks very good English, but he always says he can't speak English. I don't know why. Mr. Alan Jordan, he is a journalist specialized in geopolitics and international relations. With his team of the Geostrategic Observatory Geneva and Diplomat Network, he is working on peace promotion and basic human rights around the world. He has always supported me like a friend, a companion, a brother. I always look forward to him whenever we have any sort of problem or any difficulty or anything. And it's not just Geneva. He helps our party and our team in Paris, in Brussels, all around the world. So he is a sort of international voice for our voiceless people. So Alan Jordan, the floor is yours, please.
Merci Sadja. J'avais pas prévu de m'exprimer, mais finalement je suis assez content d'avoir cette opportunité et je vais vous expliquer pourquoi. Je vais vous parler de l'information et des médias, problème que vous connaissez bien. Si j'ai accepté de prendre la parole et de vous aider aujourd'hui, c'est parce que on a aujourd'hui un problème majeur qui est la couverture de l'information et notamment la couverture de l'information internationale à Genève. Vous avez une salle aujourd'hui au Press Club, au Swiss Press Club, ici à Genève. Vous constatez d'année en année qu'il est de plus en plus difficile de remplir cette salle et d'avoir des journalistes qui viennent courir l'information et parler de votre situation qui, du fait d'une actualité très dense, passe sous les écrans radars, alors que les problèmes que vous évoquez dans votre région sont des problèmes extrêmement importants dont on devrait se préoccuper en raison des acteurs régionaux qui sont présents et du potentiel explosif de cette situation. Le problème qu'on a aujourd'hui à Genève, et je profite de cette occasion pour le dénoncer, c'est une défaillance dans la couverture de l'information. Il y a 10 ans en arrière, la salle qui est ici aurait été remplie de journalistes, avec des journalistes qui seraient venus de différents pays pour parler de votre problème et en rendre compte dans leurs médias. Aujourd'hui, vous n'avez aucun journaliste, sauf les quelques confrères que je suis arrivé à convaincre de venir ici, parce qu'il vous reste les grandes agences de presse qui vont couvrir l'essentiel des sujets d'actualité qui vont concerner aussi bien que Gaza et l'Ukraine, et des problématiques comme celle du Cachemire ou d'autres minorités qui ont des problèmes dans des zones un peu sensibles, il n'y a plus personne pour en parler. Si j'ai accepté de vous aider à communiquer et de vous faire rencontrer des confrères, c'est parce que j'estime que c'est dans notre intérêt collectif, c'est aussi dans l'intérêt des valeurs qu'on défend à Genève, qui sont les valeurs de défense des droits de l'homme, de dialogue, de paix. Ce qui m'a touché aussi dans votre engagement, c'est que vous êtes des militants de la paix, vous êtes des militants du dialogue, et ce que moi j'ai essayé de mettre en place, aussi bien avec le média qu'on est en train de lancer, et avec l'Observatoire géostratégique de Genève, ce sont des enceintes où on peut exposer les problèmes, s'écouter, se respecter, et surtout porter à la connaissance du public et d'un certain nombre d'experts des problématiques dont on ne parle pas assez. Et c'est vrai que je trouve particulièrement dommageable pour notre ensemble, pour la communauté internationale, pour un certain nombre d'experts, même d'universitaires, de ne pas avoir un retour sur ce que vous dénoncez, sur la problématique en général de votre région, parce que je pense que malheureusement, le jour où ça arrivera au sommet de l'actualité, il sera déjà trop tard. Et je pense que c'est dès maintenant qu'il faut en prendre conscience, qu'il faut sensibiliser les médias. Et vous savez très bien comment ça se passe, c'est qu'avant qu'on ait aussi des diplomates et un certain nombre de personnes qui s'intéressent à votre situation, il faut qu'un certain nombre d'articles, d'analyses, d'experts aient rendu compte de la situation pour qu'ensuite on ait des notes d'analyse et des résumés qui arrivent dans les chancelleries. Et à partir de ce moment-là, on va commencer à manifester un intérêt. Et puis vous savez aussi que dans des enjeux où il y a des grandes puissances, si vous n'avez pas une capacité à communiquer, vous êtes écrasé. Et en l'occurrence, votre combat, c'est aussi celui des petits face aux grands. Et puis aujourd'hui, on est dans une situation où mon métier est en train d'évoluer. Le métier de journaliste est en train d'évoluer parce que on a un modèle économique qui s'est effondré et il faut trouver de nouveaux modèles. Alors, je cherche ces nouveaux modèles. Je pense qu'il y a une partie d'équilibre à trouver entre parler d'un certain nombre de causes, avec effectivement des dimensions de communication, mais aussi une dimension journalistique forte. Et en l'occurrence, dans votre cas, je suis persuadé que faire écho à vos problèmes, à vos difficultés, aux enjeux qui sous-tendent tous ces problèmes, c'est aussi faire de l'information. Et tout le monde s'y retrouve. Mais une fois encore, avant de terminer, je voudrais simplement dire, parce que je sais que cette vidéo sera regardée pas seulement par vos partisans, mais aussi par un certain nombre de personnes qui suivent l'information et la diplomatie, j'attire la situation sur le fait que pour Genève, pour la Genève internationale, la situation est extrêmement préoccupante du fait de l'absence de couverture journalistique à la hauteur des défis. Et quand on constate aujourd'hui que les principaux groupes de presse suisses se retirent, notamment de Genève et de la Genève internationale, c'est gravissime, puisque le pays hôte n'est pas en capacité de montrer l'exemple en matière d'information. Je pense qu'il y a un besoin d'un sursaut. Alors, votre dossier en est un parmi d'autres. En tout cas, je pense que votre cause mérite d'être portée à la connaissance du public. Vous méritez d'être aidé aussi, parce que c'est la voix des petits qu'on n'entend pas. Et je pense que c'est aussi notre rôle de porter la voix des petits. Je vous remercie de votre confiance et de votre amitié. Merci.
Thank you very much, Alan. As I told you earlier, Alan is behind our media and diplomatic network. He is the main source who supports us. There are, in fact, it's in all God's hands, and He, when God sees that we are working selflessly for our people, and our people are being suppressed and oppressed, the way they have been facing these miseries under the colonial clutches of Pakistan since 1947, He creates channels. God creates channels for the people whom He wants to rise again. So we will rise again, inshallah, one day with help of these international friends. Now, finally, I would request another hand. I said Alan is my right hand. Now I can't say Singh is my right hand as well. So, but I mean,
God with a lot of hands.
Yeah, my friend, my colleague, my companion. We share values. We share thoughts. We stand for our people. We work for our people. He lives in exile in United States. Singh Saring is the president of Washington, D.C. based Gilgit Baltistan Studies. He has a passion, and he has worked a lot for the people of Gilgit Baltistan, and himself faced brutalities. So the floor is yours, Mr. Singh, please.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chair, distinguished panelist, distinguished media person, friends in the audience. Thank you so much. Thank you, Geneva Press Club, for this opportunity. My name is Singh Saring. I was born in Shigar, which is a district in Pakistan-occupied Gilgit Baltistan. And since then, I've been through and lived in different parts of the world, including the United States, where I live right now. Honorable Chair explained to us that today's topic is going to be our analysis of whether and how far is so-called Gilgit Baltistan and quote-unquote Azad Kashmir free. Let me explain through my own personal experience. I'm on exit control list in Pakistan, which is a provision where if I go back to Pakistan, I will be arrested. I could be arrested. And that explains how much freedom we have to talk about our own land and our own people. I have never incited violence in Gilgit Baltistan or Mirpur, Muzaffarabad. I've never talked about picking up guns and confronting the Pakistani authorities. And yet, people like me who talk, for peaceful coexistence of all communities and provision of rights to our people to basic their birthrights, are put under, as Shehrbaz explained, a terrorism code, right? Schedule 4, as well as exit control list. And this is done by a government which survives on promoting terrorism and jihad all over the world. So that explains a lot. There are people who love violence, and obviously they're going to put people like me who hate violence and promote peace on exit control list and on terrorism list. We all know what Pakistan has done, all the harms that this country has done to the world. It has destroyed peace in Afghanistan and defaced it beyond recognition, as we all know what has been done to Afghanistan, the women there, the minorities there. It has destroyed peace in Jammu and Kashmir. It has destroyed its relationship with literally all the neighbors that it faces a lot of sanctions from international community. I come here every few months, and what brings me back here is my effort to remind the international community, including the August Council, the United Nations Human Rights Council, about its missed opportunities and failed responsibilities towards people like my land, Gilgit Baltistan, Mirpur, Muzaffarabad. There are about 20 districts in Pakistani occupation. 10 of them are called Gilgit Baltistan, and 10 of them are called quote-unquote Azad Kashmir. Pakistan is a country that was created by the British on fabricated realities, on lies. So when people like me, people like Sherbaz, people like Rahman and Sajjad, when we talk about truth, when we talk about realities, we talk about historical facts. So the country that is governed by people who believe in myths and fabricated realities react in adverse manner. And how do they react? By oppressing us, by prosecuting us, by not letting us speak, by rummaging through our lands, stealing our natural resources. I mean, he explained a lot. I could have just said, I approve all of what they have said and could have gone back, but I think I have to speak for a few minutes, so I will say more. So this is what Pakistan has been doing, and I like to, bring the truth and facts to the forefront and let everybody analyze based on their own, experiences and knowledge as well. And when I started telling people back in Gilgit Baltistan, when I used to live there some years back, that constitutionally the entire Jammu and Kashmir, like the other 562 states, they had the right to either accede to Pakistan or India, and constitutionally our state, in that shape that you see today, it acceded to India. And because of that accession, we became constitutional citizens of India. And then when India promulgated its first constitution in January of 1950, it clearly incorporated us and claimed us as its citizens. But what happened is that, Pakistan came in 1948, attacked us. In 1947, they attacked and they took a part of the land, but in 1948, they took the rest of Baltistan, which is my district. It used to be a sub-district of Ladakh at that time. And now rest of Ladakh is a union territory in India. So technically, India calls us part of Pakistan-occupied Ladakh. So when that happened and our land came in hands of Pakistanis, what they realized was that under the British Independence Act, under that system, which was irreversible, which was binding on all the princely states, 562, that accession would not allow Pakistan to create a parallel constitutional system for us. So what does it mean? That if you cannot create a constitutional system, which India had created for us, then you would just rule us and control us through a de facto unconstitutional system. Because our land is really important. As you can look at the geography, and without us, there's no road to China. The reason why we have Chinese coming to Gilgit Baltistan today, coming to Balochistan today, and destroying our land, taking away all our natural resources, the way the Chinese have forced change our local demography, the way Chinese are helping the Pakistani military and Pakistani government destroy our social fabric. It is only possible because you see that there's a piece of land that does not belong to Pakistan. It belongs to Jammu and Kashmir, but because Pakistan controls it, it can establish a political strategic relationship with China through that land, that bridge. So the land is extremely important, but not the people. And this is why we are sitting here today. Pakistan loves all the natural resources that we have today. Just a few days back, there was a story saying all the uranium getting smuggled to China. Our forest has been depleted. If you look at the map through Google, what you will see that on the Indian side, it is all green with forest. On our side, it is just barren. All the forest has been taken away. Do the local people benefit from it? No, it's all stolen and taken to Islamabad or Beijing to fill the coffers of people who occupy us. The Chinese occupy us, the Pakistanis occupy us, right? So they love our land, they love our resources, but they hate our people. So if you look at my name, it says Singh Herring. It's a Tibetan name. Probably none of you would expect that Tibetans would be living in Jammu Kashmir, but the fact is that the entire Ladakh and Baltistan is Tibetan-speaking people, so my first language is Tibetan. But what happens in Pakistan, there's a ban on our languages in schools. It's been 76 years. We're not allowed to learn our languages in our schools. So they hate our identity, they hate our people. My name would not really suggest, but I'm a Shia. And you know what Pakistanis have done to the Ahmadis and Shias and Hindus and Christians? I mean, there's like, tons of information on the internet, and you can go and look and, read about it. But for the last 76 years, Shehbaz and myself, we're both Shias, and we have gone through a life where it's just like not really living, It's like we have no rights, we have no freedoms. We cannot really express ourselves in a natural manner, because then we would be charged for blasphemy. And we would be put in jail. A lot of people who are charged for blasphemy, like the Ahmadis and Hindus and Christians, they're facing, death sentence. So our resources being destroyed, our identity and culture, languages being, we are deprived of promoting them and preserving them. And our religion is at risk, being, in the hands of Pakistani army, which like to promote jihad, to destroy India and Afghanistan. And jihad could be promoted by a certain, aspect of Islamic, doctrine that really does not allow coexistence. So you have to, either you have to convert, and follow their path, or you have to be displaced. You have to move out. If you're useless, you move out. You give her your land, and if you resist, you get killed. So for instance, it's not related example, but there's a district in Pakistan called Parachanar. Out of all the districts, Parachanar, as a constitutional district, was the only Shia majority district, but the Shias now, I think, probably less than 40%. And Chitral is another constitutional part of Pakistan, used to be, before partition, used to be predominantly Shia Ismaili. But again, a lot of Afghan, jihadis have moved in, and now Ismailis are probably 35% of. So there's no coexistence. You cannot be diverse in your opinion. You cannot be diverse in your culture, ethnicity, and expect that you will have a normal, good life in Pakistan the way we have in the West. When we come to the West, we are accepted as equal citizens. We have a life with dignity and respect and equality. And Western constitutions protect us as equal citizens, irrespective of our color or our skin or language or whatever the ethnic background we have come from. But not in Pakistan. In Pakistan, you have seen there's genocide going against Baloch, there's genocide going against Sindhis, there's genocide going against Shias, Ahmadis, like literally name everyone, you could name everyone except the Punjabis, and all other communities are being pushed to the corner. So as I said, I come here every few months just to remind the August Council that they have a certain responsibility towards people like myself, people like, Shehbaz and Sajjad and Rahman and Azim, that they passed a resolution. Although it's not a binding resolution, and I understand that, but the resolution's first point says Pakistan is to withdraw from our land. And without Pakistan's withdrawal, the other stakeholders, the legal stakeholder, which is the Indian government, the government in Srinagar, and the local authorities, they cannot really sit together with the United Nations to find a solution. You can find a solution only after Pakistan has withdrawn from our land, completely withdrawn. And United Nations, this resolution is a non-binding resolution. I do not really put a lot of emphasis on it. It's kind of like a useless resolution. United Nations should either just discard it, right? Because we have a similar agreement, which is more like a binding agreement, a bilateral agreement between India and Pakistan, and they should follow that agreement. and let go of this non-binding resolution. But as long as the people of Jammu Kashmir or India or Pakistan, not India, but mostly Pakistan, talks about this resolution, we like to remind to the Pakistanis about their hypocrisy, about their double standards, and about their crimes that they have committed against my people. So once again, I would thank you so much, Raja Sahab, for this opportunity, and I hope that if there are any questions, we'll take it. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you very much, Singhe. Singhe has explained the basic root cause of the problem, the reason why Pakistan stories. We have no railway at all. We have not a world class, any world standard educational institution. So nothing at all. Our people are just like living like animals in Pakistani occupied areas. And we are here requesting you, our journalist friends, to spread our message and our voice, let it reach the international community, people who stand for basic human rights, fundamental freedoms, for democracy, for peace, for secularism, and for social justice. Please use your powers, your channels, to let the world know what's happening to us. There are still, this is 21st century, and still people like us who are called human beings, they are literally living like animals in Pakistani occupied areas. Without hospitals, without airports, without roads, without schools, colleges. Anybody who has got money in his pocket, he will never ever take any patient to government hospitals, so-called hospitals. Our patients are taken to private hospitals. Our children are sent to private schools. And we go out abroad, or even in Pakistan, we go to find employment in private institutions. No employment opportunity, no health facilities, no education, nothing. And then when we raise voice against these things, we are called foreign agents, and we are called enemies of Pakistan. And I don't know how come I don't know, why do they expect us to be loyal to Pakistan? Why should we be loyal to Pakistan? We are not a constitutional part of Pakistan. Pakistan is just occupying us. Pakistani constitution itself, Article 257 says that people of Jammu and Kashmir will decide when the plebiscite is held, they will decide what sort of relationship they will have with Pakistan. This is Pakistani constitution. We are not a part of Pakistan. Why should we be loyal to Pakistan? We are loyal to our people. We are loyal to our land. We live for our people, and we will die for our people. That is the message. Now, once again, thank you very much, Azim Saab, Sherbaz Saab, Singhe Saab, Habibur Rahman Saab, and all of you, particularly my colleague, my dear friend Nasir Bashir Kazmi, Central Secretary General of our party, and my wife Samina Raja, who is a brain of our this movement. Her articles and her research and her writings has basically created a difference within the political on political horizon and within the political workers. So continue, please continue your hard work. We are thankful to you. We are thankful to all our journalist friends who visited here, who came here today, and particularly Alan, as I said. So now, if there is any question, please, or any observation, anything you want to say, you are welcome. You can discuss anything. You can ask any question. Panelists are sitting here. I am here. So any question about politics, about history, about culture, about exploitation, about basic human rights, fundamental freedoms, any aspect of Jammu and Kashmir, if there is any question, we are here and we can answer these questions. So thank you very much once again. Thank you very much for your attendance. Thank you very much for your support, your help. Thank you. So any question, anybody?
Yes, as a civilian,
Can you please take this mic?
Oh, yeah. As a civilian, how can we help? And this question goes to Habib, Mr. Habib. Yeah. As a civilian, how can we help the party and United Nations to progress this? All this nonsense was going on in Pakistan, not taking any notice of us, and all these occupied areas, all these murders going on, and we are putting up with the hell. We don't have no real life. In reality, we are locked in open prison. We are prisoners from Pakistan, government of Pakistan. We Kashmiris, we Gilgit people don't have no rights, we don't have no hospital, we don't have nothing. As we come over to England, America, wherever, we are treated like king, like human, like normal, anybody would expect, but not Pakistan government.
Long question. As a civilian, as a citizen of the state of Jammu Kashmir, we shall declare ourselves who we are. First thing is this. If we consider ourselves as a slave under the Pakistan, then we have the responsibility to do something for ourselves. First thing, we declare ourselves. What is our position in that state? First thing. Second thing, when we realize the Pakistan occupied our land, they humiliate our people, psychologically they depressed our people, they snatch everything, all resources, everything from our people, they looted all the natural resources. We should raise our voice, whether you are one, whether you are a millions. And then you will approach all the international institutions like United Nations and other institutions. If we do not do this, we will suffer migrations and helplessness. First thing, as a citizen of the state of Jammu, we should ensure our thinking, ownership of our state. If we ensure this thing, that we are the real owner of our state, our resources, we should have the right to utilize all resources for development of our people. Otherwise, this is a stereotype, statements and meetings and slogans and speeches. This is useless and without any result. First thing is this. Second thing, the people suffer there by the shortage of the health facilities, education, everything. When you are living under the occupation, slaves do not have any right. Slaves just obey the Lord who occupy you. There's if and bits, like one portion of any demand or human rights abusing or women or discriminations or like other things, all other discriminations. Okay, it's the part of their slavery. When we refuse to live as a slave, then we will challenge our occupier. Otherwise, living under the occupation, why you demand the rights of the human rights? Occupier did not give you any right. This is the international standard of the occupations. British rule all over the world. They do not respect any human rights in the subcontinent, in Africa, everywhere. So we are living under the occupation, and occupier did not give you the rights, whatever that is, rights, social, economical, even religious. But when you challenge them, resist them, they challenge their occupation, then they will come on the table and give you rights.
We should unite together and make, as all civilians, we should unite together.
Keep it close to your, please.
Sorry, I think the best thing is to unite together and organize more conference like this, and inshallah will go better. And
every moment have the three parts.
Yeah.
One is back home, where it is happened. That is the state of Jammu Kashmir under Pakistan occupation. People must be united there. People must raise their voice. And we will, the people and the diaspora living in the international any country, we will carry their slogans to the international communities. Our people are suffering, just like 1 or 2 months before, when our people, the Awami Action Committee, People's Action Committee, demands their civil rights. Their fight there. We are the spokesperson internationally. We go everywhere. We go to the Pakistan Embassy, we go United Nations, we go other state departments like the think tanks, universities, degrees, college. Then we raise our question, the power is back home. Then the people demand was addressed and people getting something very small. So unity is not some stock or structural thing. Unity is your thinking, how you affiliate yourself with your land, with your people. Then you become the power in force, and then when you demand all over the world, the international community listen to you. Otherwise, nothing.
Thank you, Habib Saab. Yeah, there is another question.
This
please.
question is to you, Sir Sajad. How would the United Kashmir would look like? What kind of economic system it will have, and especially with China, as Singh said, it's mightiest neighbor. So in the coming years, how it kind of economic system it will have, and the different systems, how it will look like different than today.
It will definitely look different. What sort of economic system we would have? I don't know whether you have read our documents or not. We believe in social justice. The system would be based on the principles of social justice. Then it could be centralized economy, depending upon the situation. You know, basically, in future, what we aim for is exploitation and suppression-free society. We believe that the natural resources should be held by the local communities. They should be in hands of local communities, and they should use them as they wish. And legislative powers should be within the local communities. They should decide what sort of legislation they should have and what sort of life they should be living. As far as resources are concerned, we have huge resources. Jammu Kashmir, Gilgit Baltistan, and I mean our state, which spreads over 85,806 square miles, is resource abundant state. It's one of the most resourceful states within Indian subcontinent. So we believe that this, I mean, reunification and freedom will bring peace, prosperity, and happiness in Jammu and Kashmir. We want to have friendly relations with all neighboring countries, be it China, be it Pakistan or Afghanistan or whoever. We want friendly relations with all of them. Our political ideology is based on peace, democracy, secularism, social justice, and then we are fighting for reunification of Jammu Kashmir. If you look at the map, Pakistani occupied Gilgit Baltistan and Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. And then there is Chinese occupied Shaksgam and Aksai Chen. We want to reunify all areas with mainland Jammu and Kashmir. That is our objective. And we want to work peacefully. We are not a terrorist organization. We don't have arms in our hands. We believe in peace, we believe in democracy, we believe in secularism. These are the values we stand for. And any state in the world who shares these values, we will have friendly relations with them. I think, yeah, please.
As far as your question of the economics, there is an existing economic system in all over the world. There is a mixed economy, there is a plant economy, and there is a free market. As far as our concern, our state, we can develop our economical system based on the people demands, people rights, and people needs. And that's called the social justice or whatever. If we do not have anything, Marx is everywhere standing and smiling us. Maybe I confused this question. Okay, because there is existing. There's the Marxist economy, capitalist economy. These are two big economies in the world. But as our state, when we will independent, we will be a sovereign state, then this question will be, if we are with the Indian economy is the part of our, if we are living under the Pakistani occupation, the Pakistan exercise their economical system, we are bound to them. First thing, economical system is based on the justice. The people, need of the people, everybody have a right to work, everybody have a right to exercise all the facilities. This is the basic things. No exploitations. There is no difference between 100 and 1,000. 19 and 20 difference can be in society, but there is no one person have the lot of unlimited resources, and they have the lot of the wealth and money and everything, and second one is living on the street. This is not equality. This is unjust. So we will try to develop the economical system, equality among the people, with the distribution of the resources equally, all section of the society.
I think I'll add a little bit to the China part. You see, there are many movements within China. We have a Tibetan freedom movement. We have a East Turkestan freedom movement. So relationship with China, future relationship with China is based on the final outcome of these two movements. So if East Turkestan becomes an independent country, then we would not have a China bordering Gilgit Baltistan or Ladakh. Or if Tibet becomes independent, there would not be a China bordering the entire India and Pakistan, right? So future is not in our hand. We continue to talk about, while right now China is our neighbor, it should not have the right to exploit our resources. It should not have, because Pakistan bringing a third country to Gilgit Baltistan is complicating the dispute that it has right now, right? So that's what we should be talking about, not allowing China to have any interference in Gilgit Baltistan or Needham or Kotli and other, like Gulpur and other places where they're building dams and stealing our natural resources and stuff.
Thank you very much. Any other question?
Yeah, we have been occupied by Pakistan about 50 years, I believe, from 1974, on Kashmir and Gilgit, and how close are we to our freedom?
Sorry?
Right, we've been occupied by Pakistan, Jammu Kashmir and Gilgit for 50 years, and how close are we to our freedom?
Okay, so, the first thing is we are not, it's 50 years, it's for 77 years now, we have been under Pakistani occupation. How close we are, this is again, there could be a guess. It depends upon the will of our people, how they want to stand up against this occupation and against the treatment which they are having at the hands of Pakistan. But looking at our struggle and our contacts with international community and the support we are having, I think it's not far away. It's matter of, I won't say it's matter of decades, it's matter of years. And definitely we will achieve our goal, inshallah. Yes, please.
Yes, it's a question where I don't have the answer myself. Is the European Union financing something for Kashmir, one way or another, through India or through Pakistan? Because if it is like this and you don't get anything, so they're stealing money from you. If it doesn't exist, it's maybe worthwhile asking. Because, well, we had long discussions not so long ago between us here. And the way the Pakistani people are treating you is really something, a disgrace. When you look at the international press and so on, if you take a place like Gaza, where you had 2 million people, you have 230 hospitals. And most of them are financed by the European Union. So it's a question, I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no.
Yeah, well, I don't have exact figures, but definitely European Union and its member countries, they contribute a lot in terms of economic aid and in terms of relief packages to Pakistan, and particularly the aid which is targeted or which is given for our people. Definitely, I don't have the figures, but all countries and European Union as a whole, as an entity, they gave millions of euros every year for our people, for different projects. But unfortunately, that aid ends in Pakistan Army's hands. And like in 2005 earthquake, I think it is not billions of dollars were donated by the international community and particularly by EU countries. Yeah, all international organizations, billions of dollars. And if, I mean, I don't know, nobody from here has recently been to POJK, but still, I mean, those schools which were destroyed in 2005 because of earthquake, they have not been rebuilt. They have built the buildings, some of the buildings with the Turkish government built a few hospitals. UAE government built one hospital. Some other countries, Saudi Arabia probably, I mean, they gave money to contractors to erect the buildings. Those buildings stand there, but those schools, those government buildings which were destroyed in 2005, 19 years have passed. Billions of dollars have been eaten up by Pakistani occupiers. Nothing has reached our land, and our people are still. I have photographs somewhere. If you want, I can send those photographs. In snowfall, our children are forced. I mean, they don't have means. They sit on the snow to get education in villages. No schools at all. So that is the sort of facilities we are living in. Internet, in our city, Muzaffarabad is our capital. Even within Muzaffarabad, we have, it would be a very good day, a lucky day if we have 4G service, 2G and 3G service, so that we stay disconnected with the rest of the world. So that is the sort of life we are living. Singh wants to add something, please.
So we get money from the, I mean, I don't know now, I mean today, but when I was there, we got a lot of money from Norwegian government. We got ODA, you know, we got DFID, we got NORAD, we got USAID, we got CEDA, Canadian. And all of this money came through Aga Khan Foundation. And I worked for Aga Khan Foundation, one of their projects, for about 6 years. And I'm telling you, if there was no Aga Khan Foundation there, we wouldn't be sitting here today. We're so thankful to that one organization that changed the entire face. I mean, if you look at the government schools, there was a local Pakistani NGO that did a survey there, and they would tell you that more than 80% of the schools are not functional. So it was because of the Aga Khan Foundation and their different, sub-projects in agriculture, in education, health, that local people have been able to survive for some time. So we do get a lot of money from the European countries, as well as directly from the European Union. And I think the last part is really important, which is most of the money just gets stuck in Islamabad and doesn't make it all the way to Gilgit Baltistan.
Thank you very much. Yeah, please.
Good morning. I'm Edouard Musi from Orbis Swiss. Thank you so much. Very interesting. And I agree with Mr. Jourdan. There's not enough coverage of international events in Geneva. And we have the UN here. I just attended 4 days of conferences at the WTO. And one of the main topics was, of course, import, export, trade, etc. And food security. Are you facing any food insecurity in your area? And can you tell us about the import-export corridors? Thank you.
Food scarcity. Wheat, flour is the basic commodity which normally our people can afford. And I don't know whether you have seen hundreds of thousands of people marched from all over Pakistani occupied districts to Muzaffarabad in May this year. This march started on 10th of May and they reached Muzaffarabad on 13th of May 2024, and they were demanding cheap electricity which we produce. But there is load shedding of about 16 hours every day, which our people live under. And wheat, flour, they're basic. I mean, if you go to our areas, people queue up. They are called in the morning. They say, oh, there are trucks, wheat flour trucks coming from Pakistan. People will queue up. And then in the evening they say, no, it is finished, or the trucks couldn't reach. And there are weeks and weeks when people don't have anything to, they eat chapatis, but they live on rice or some other food grains. They can't make chapatis. So basic commodity of life, wheat, flour is not available in our part of the world. So that is, rest of the food, we forget fruits and vegetation and nutritional intake. This is out of question. Just basic commodity to fill the tummy, we haven't got it. That is the life we are living. And with your, Singh again wants to add something. I will request your channels and your organizations to please ask European public, peace-loving people, do not give this money to Pakistani government, because this money ends up in Rawalpindi at GHQ, General Headquarters, which is Pakistan Army's base. And then they make missiles, they build guns, they make guns, and they pay for their wages and pensions of army personnel and army officers. So we request the international community, please stop giving funds to Pakistan. And if you give funds to Pakistan, then establish some sort of channel, some mechanism to observe and to monitor that these funds do reach the people who need them or for whom they are given. Singh wants to add something, please.
Thank you for your question. So if you look at the protest that's happening in Gilgit Baltistan, out of 365 days, they are protesting almost half of that time throughout the year about food insecurity. It's all about people cannot afford food, and because we are a disputed land, so what Pakistani military does is they use food as a weapon against local people. You must have heard it, things happening all over the world. So that is the biggest problem. Now, our lands were not connected with Pakistan until 1980. We didn't have any road with them. All of my land roads, trade roads were with India. Their roads were with Central Asia, Badakhshan. And my grandfather used to go to Badakhshan and then go to Tibet and other places, and like Ladakh, and this was a route, right? We did not have any road with Pakistan up until 1980. They used to bring wheat on airplanes and drop in Skardo Valley, which is, where I spent a lot of my time there. And that's how it was for the first 30, 40 years of occupation. So you can imagine, now there's only one road. It's called Karakoram Highway. It's the ninth wonder of the world, a lot of fame. And when that road blocks, just because of landslide or mudslide or snow avalanche or something, and let's say Pakistani army is not happy with us, they would not clean it. They would not clear it. So a wheat bag from 300 rupees will go to 3,000 rupees, right? People cannot afford it. So this is how they control local people. So Awami Action Committee, and Awami Worker Party is a central part of that. And there are other, I think 22 different political and cultural and social groups are part of that. They continue to protest about this situation. And Pakistan would not, if you look at that yellow part of the land, they would not let us get any food or medicine from that yellow part of the land that is in India. And India is always willing to send medicine, especially when the earthquake happened. And India was going to, and there was about 80,000 people died?
120,000.
Between 80,000 and 120,000 people died in that earthquake. And Pakistan would not allow us to get food or medicine from the Indian side. And even today, Awami Action Committee is on the road in Baltistan, and the top 3 demands that they have, one of them is open our roads with India, Kargil Road. This is the most important lifeline for us because for the last thousands of years, that was our main trade route. So all the 4 trade routes with India have been blocked for 76 years. And we have one road with Pakistan, so that creates a lot of food insecurity and fodder and other medicine. And, he explained how his mom need to be transported to Islamabad, and she passed away on the way. So that happens all the time with our people, Pregnant women with complications, they die on the way to Islamabad. We don't have any proper medical colleges, universities, or engineering colleges, nothing. All they build there is military colleges. They train people to be soldiers. So we have in every district, they're army schools and army colleges, and that's what they want. They want us to be their soldiers and foot soldiers and cannon fodder to fight against against the Baloch. We don't understand why our people are sent to Balochistan to kill the Baloch people. We didn't do anything, Baloch didn't do anything to us. Sindhis didn't do anything to us, but they sent our people to kill the Baloch there. And so situation is that we are fully and completely dependent on them for our livelihood needs, and they can do whatever they want, or we would just starve to death.
Let me explain a bit. There are 2 more aspects of the, as Singh said, Gilgit Baltistan is land of 2 million people. These 2 million people didn't have any road link between Pakistan and Gilgit Baltistan till 1980. And they have there are natural routes, as Singh explained, with mainland, that yellow part, mainland Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, and our part of Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. There are natural routes, but Pakistan doesn't want to allow people to travel on those routes or build roads on those routes. That's one sort of exploitation which international community should look at. Another thing, Singh probably forgot to tell, the first elections after 1947 were held in Gilgit Baltistan in 2009. There were no elections at all for these long years. So people don't have any say. And still now Gilgit Baltistan is ruled under Gilgit Baltistan Order 2018, which clearly says that anybody who doesn't believe in ideology of Pakistan and with Pakistani accession, they are not allowed to take part in any sort of elections, or they can't get any employment, or they can't apply for any facility. So this is the hell we are living in. The same thing is happening to us in POJK. And imagine, road is there are landslides. Road is because of landslide, road is closed for 2 months. There is no hospital there. What would happen to those people who are undergoing serious medical problems? The pregnant women, the elderly people who need treatment, who want to send their tests to Pakistani labs. So I mean, this is how we are dying, like dogs, and even dogs have rights in Europe. Pets have rights. But we are called and we look like human beings, but we have no rights at all under Pakistani occupation.
Because of oxygen.
Yeah,
oxygen.
Thank you, Smina. Yeah, during COVID, I don't know about Gilgit Baltistan, POJK is 4.5 million people. There was just one ventilator in whole of POJK during these COVID years, and that was not even working. Am I right? Yes. Just one ventilator for 4.5 million people, not working. No gas cylinder, no oxygen cylinder even. So, I mean, sometimes I can't even control my emotions. You know, our people, we are dying under Pakistani occupation. We are forced to live like animals. And I think this international community, this organization, this United Nations is part of that exploitation. Their basic cause, they are still allowing Pakistan to continue their oppression and suppression of our people.
There are loads of UNO vehicles. You can see in POJK and Gilgit Baltistan, and what they are doing there.
Yeah, I mean, United Nations, as Singh said, United Nations has no role basically there. They are just observers. They are just spectators. United Nations is just spectators in Jammu and Kashmir. They have no role. As Singh said, there is similar agreement between Pakistan and India. And we today, let me very clearly, in clear words, let me ask Indian public, we request Indian public to get out of this similar agreement. We invited India in 1947 to come and rescue us. And what India did? India accepted Pakistan as a legitimate party to the dispute. They started negotiating with Pakistan rather than throwing Pakistan out of Jammu and Kashmir. So whatever is happening to us, it's not just Pakistan. Indirectly, India is responsible for this. Because of India, we are suffering. Indian Constitution says we all are Indian citizens. What is happening to our people, these 6.5 million people? Why are they being allowed to live like this, like animals? India is behind all this. I mean, India has failed us very badly throughout these 77 years. International community has failed. International community forgot us. I began with this request. International community just forgot us. They even now probably they don't know that we exist. This 6.5 million people even exist somewhere on the earth, and under what sort of circumstances our people are living. So please,
I would like to add one point to what you said. I think it's important, and I've been saying it for almost 10 years now. India need to just discard this Indus Water Treaty. What this treaty has done is took our rivers and gave the right to Pakistan for the water usage and the royalties. So despite the fact that more than half of Pakistan's water comes from Jammu Kashmir, and obviously Gilgit Baltistan is part of that, all the water for irrigation and drinking, more than 50% of that comes from Gilgit Baltistan and Jhelum and Kunar and Krishan Ganga, Gilgit River, Shigar River, and Chitral, and then we have Shyok. We do not have any royalty on those rivers because of the Indus Water Treaty. So it gave the right over our waters to Pakistan. In the last 76 years, we have not received a single penny from Pakistan, whereas Pakistani provinces get substantial amount of financial royalties for usage of the water. So I think this is really important that Indus Water Treaty is a tool that has been used by Pakistan to deprive the people of Gilgit Baltistan and Kishan Ganga Valley and Jhelum Valley, as well as Punch River, right? Yeah. So all the royalties, they go to Pakistanis, and I think that need to be discarded as well.
Yeah, and I particularly, once again, I would request the international community to link whatever aid is sent to Pakistan. There should be two conditions. Number one, this aid should not be used by Pakistan Army, because Pakistan Army that uses that money, that aid, to build more tanks and missiles. Nuclear program, which Pakistan has built, everybody knows. So this aid which is sent to us, forget it, even it doesn't reach to Pakistani people. 90% of Pakistani population is living under the similar circumstances. So that aid should be linked. The first condition should be whatever aid is sent to Pakistan, that it should not be used by Pakistan Army, number one. And number two, there should be strict monitoring mechanism. For whatever purpose this aid is given, it should be utilized for that purpose. It should reach the people. It is basically military establishment, government officials and bureaucracy, and sitting government, different political parties, whoever are in government, and opposition leaders. They benefit from this aid. Even that money is sent through. There are loads of stories in Swiss banks and other banks, and it comes back directly here, and nothing reaches there. So international community should look into these things. We are thankful to the international community. Whatever we have got is bulk of that is because of this international community, their help and their solidarity. But still they need to do a lot for this economic aid, particularly which is sent for us. They need to think more clearly, more with the people's perspective. Not just, don't say that you have given it and it will reach there and the job is done. It's not like that. It always ends up in Pakistan Army hands. Thank you very much. Anything else?
International community, European Union, can they put pressure on United Nations to put sanctions on Pakistan?
Pakistan was in grey list for some time, but then Pakistan came out of that grey list even. There should be, this is very interesting question, and I think I'm thankful to Mr. Siddiq. He's from Mirpur, and this is, this is basically, I would say these are the lines our people think on. This is how our people feel. He has put a question that why sanctions are not put in place for Pakistan. Why Pakistan is, they roam freely. Because the people who have listened to us for these last 90 minutes, 100 minutes, At least they have come to know what's happening to our people. But Mr. Sadiq and all our friends, they see themselves. What facilities we have got. Yes, I agree. Thank you very much, Sadiq Saab. And we will make it part of our agenda that sanctions must be applied on Pakistan, and there should be conditions for any sort of economic or any sort of help for Pakistan. And at present, under the present circumstances, when we look at those circumstances, the way Pakistan has been ruled over these 77 years of Pakistani life, I think Pakistan doesn't qualify for even a single penny of international aid or any help. There should be sanctions on Pakistan.
Sooner the better, because otherwise they take more advantage because they think they can do what they like, and they can't. And we don't, as a human being, we don't have no rights. Simple reason: there's nobody in the world can help us.
Thank you very much. Yes, I agree 100%. Any other question? Anybody? So now we have got some sandwiches, and thank you very much, Tobias, for so please have a light lunch, refreshment, and then we'll do networking. Any questions in private or any discussion, all friends are welcome. Thank you very much once again, particularly my dear friend Alan Jordan and all other media team and other people who have come here. Thank you very much.